Hello, guys.
Can everyone hear me? Audio check 1.
Good. So,
I don't know if that's good. Can everyone hear me? Let me know. Oh, good deal. Sorry. How do I look? Good, everyone?
you look like Valentine's Day.
Hey, it's Arizona's birthday week. What's everyone doing a little, as Brian would say, entry buzzing on here? So who do we got here? We got Ryan. We got, I don't know who Jimbo Slice is. Hi, Jimbo Slice. Urban Hall. Tater Dom. Mark.
Patrick.
Clint. We got everybody in the house right now. So what are we doing today? A lot of you guys know we are doing a blind flight that I sent out to people. I know what's in these glasses. No one else does. But if you're not part of that blind flight, don't fret, because I'm going to do a couple giveaways later in the video. And also it'll be fun to see not just what I think about samples that are out there in the whiskey world, but what other people think of these whiskeys. You'll be able to get, 26 opinions on these 4 glasses and see what you think about them. Maybe these are bottles you need to be hunting for, or maybe they're bottles that, if the consensus is they're terrible, maybe you need to pass on them. There's at least one unicorn somewhere in here. And yeah, this was really fun to put together. I have a theme. All right, let's see. We got Doc in the house. Whiskey Shaman's in the house. Thanks for joining, everybody. I unfortunately finished this bottle of Jack 10 right now. Very sad to see it go. So if anyone has any leads on Jack 10 or Jack 12, feel free to send me a DM, because I need some Jack. I need some Jack. Got to get the itch, So yeah, Jack 10, great bottle. How's everyone doing this weekend? Let's see, what have I done this weekend? Mostly worked. But I had my brother-in-law over yesterday, and we made carne asada tacos and stuff like that. So that was fun. We actually ended up doing crunch wraps out of them. Rick is here. Ryan is here.
Brian says new batches of Jack 10 and 12 should hit Arizona this month.
I know. I'm hoping. I put some feelers out there. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Old Fashioned Ways says loving the stash getting bigger and curvier. I think he's trying to look like the Lorax, but that's just me.
I don't get the reference.
You've never seen the Lorax?
Oh, it's like the Dr. Seuss thing. Yes. I've not seen all of it, though.
Rick got to go to the Savannah Bananas game yesterday.
Ah!
I put in for the thing to get tickets, and I was not chosen, so I didn't get to go, so I'm very jealous.
I don't like baseball very much. I'm a sports fan, but I'm not a big baseball guy. But I would totally go to a Savannah Bananas game.
Yeah, I love the Savannah Bananas.
It's the Savannah Nanas is their cheerleaders. What are the cheerleaders?
Oh, yeah.
The Savannah Nanas.
Ladies, yeah.
It's just fun. So if everyone's ready, we could probably dive into glass 1. Is everyone ready? Oh, we got to talk key points and what. I don't know exactly what I'm going to give to the winner yet, but I'm giving something to the winner of this flight, whoever can do the best. And this will be 1 point for proof, 1 point for type, 1 point for finish, 1 point for distillery. If you can snipe a bottle guess, it's going to be 3 bonus points that don't count against your total. So go ahead and make those bottle guesses, because it doesn't hurt you if you're wrong. And then last but not least, if you can guess the overall theme, I'll double your points. I like that Patrick did that on his blind. Now, his theme was a lot more abstract than this one. This one's a little more straightforward. It's more like, these are all, weeders, or these are all, from the same distillery. It's something like that. That's not what it is, but it's something similar to that idea. So what do you guys think of that key? That's what I'm thinking for this. Marco in? Marco's here! All right. So I'm nosing 1. Is anyone else going into 1? Or A? Sorry, A. Apple freaking pie. This is an apple forward whiskey to me.
Marco already did a party foul and knocked over his D sample. So,
Are you out of that one? Like, do you have none of it?
He said he has a drop left.
Oh
So
man,
that's the drop you get, Marco.
that sucks. That sucks. Is the camera crooked? It looks crooked to me.
No.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it is, but I don't think so.
Anyone else think this smells like Applejack cereal, like apple pie?
Apple. Oh, he says he has none of
Warm and
B.
fruity. Dang, none of B. That just sucks. I'm sorry, man. All right. I'm going in.
Green apple, Apple Jacks.
Cinnamon toast crunch. There's no Amber Anna in this. So for this flight, I had to sample out entire bottles for this because I wanted to make it available for 25 people plus myself. So that's 26 ounces in a 750 milliliter bottle. So there's actually a whiskey in here that I've never tasted before. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would you put something that you've never tasted before in a blind flight? What if it's awful? Well, I believe enough in the brand that it won't be awful, but also I thought it'd be kind of fun. So one of these I've never tasted before.
Mark Owen says some kind of stone fruit. I definitely, when I smelled it, I definitely got like that sweetness off of it.
I could definitely see like not peach, but like apricot or like nectarine, like that in that store. Maybe is it like plum?
Marco says, is a Calvados finished?
I will not be answering questions on what they are, but you will need to be guessing. I don't know if you heard this part. It's 1 point for type, 1 point for proof, 1 point for distillery, 1 point for is it finished, 3 points if you can guess a correct bottle guess that does not count against your total, and I will double your score if you can guess the theme, which no one will.
Brooks said
it's pretty straightforward, but no one's going to guess it.
Brooks said melted apple Jolly Rancher. And
oh yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I'm just imagining like, you know, Arizona, like 110 degree, like that's a normal thing is to have a melted Jolly Rancher. So,
you know, what's funny is when you said that, like before you said that, I was thinking more like fresh apple. And then you said that, and now I'm thinking literally apple candy. This is really good though. I am really impressed with this. I wish I had the bottle. I do not. I could see if it's still available, but is anyone else picking up a subtle smoky thing on here? Not like peated scotch or anything like that, but just like a subtle smokiness. Anyone else getting that? Like almost like maybe it's like a toasty thing, like a marshmallowy, like toasted thing. It's more than
cider.
But there's a subtle like campfire thing on here.
Rick says yes.
Yeah. Rick, do you have a bottle guess for this?
Moonlight says ASM vibes for sure. Single malty, slightly smoky.
Very slight smokiness on it. Very subtle. I like to keep a jar of pure moonshine underneath the bar just to clear my palate.
Rick says he has a shot in the dark. Whiskey Shaman says he's got potatoes. Potato? I don't know.
Tater is our, generic term for people who, well, it's up in the air what a tater means at this point. I'm embracing the tater label. I'm a tater and I'm fine with it. Is the way I look at it.
Yeah, our daughter has started going around and calling people potatoes. So, let's see here, Blood Oath.
Blood Oath. I could see that because especially that Calvados Blood Oath from a few years ago, I could totally see that as a guess because this is so appley. There is also a really good chance that my children will be bouncing in and out of this, coming in here and disrupting this live stream. Because normally when I film, I put my children to bed and then I film. But that's not an option to do a live stream because if somebody was taking part in this on the East Coast, it would be like, 11 o'clock, midnight, so I just don't want to do that to my East Coast fans. So I don't like to do them that late.
Yeah, they wanted to know if they could have Reese's, and they the older one got her head stuck in a Halloween bucket. All right.
I do have a bottle of Normandy back here, and I will say I'm a big fan of Normandy. It is Calvados finished. Great call there. If anyone out there has never had this, this is one of my favorite American single malts of all time. I love the Delbach Normandy. I love it so much. I'm savoring this particular one. Yeah, I had the year before this, so this is the 2023 release. I had the 2022 release, and it is long gone. But yeah, Normandy, great bottle. If you're in Arizona, you can definitely still get it. If you're outside of Arizona, Delbach is available in a lot of online retailers, so you might be able to get that one.
Whiskey Sound says he doesn't even have the sample, he's just shooting his shot. Patrick says, I'm terrible at this one, so no one should listen to me ever, but I get Four Roses single barrel vibes. Brooke says,
absolutely get that.
High West, Bury, I can't.
Bouray, High West Bouray vibes. And
then Moonlight says this could be one of the Irish bourbon blends.
Do you think that this could be, because the Bouray is pretty low proof, correct? Does anyone know what the proof is on High West Bouray? I know it's under 100, but I was thinking it was like around 90. Anyway, this one does drink a little higher than that to me, but that's just to me. I'm not trying to give hints. I feel like it drinks a little hotter than that. But I'm really impressed with that one. Does anyone mind if I move on to B? I do not want to go too quickly. The last one of these I did, I was a little bit nervous, so I kept going way too fast.
90, 92, or 93 proof.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Hi, Marco. Marco thinks this one's 110. The one that they ate over.
That's not a bad guess. That's not a bad guess.
He doesn't have these. So.
I shouldn't say too much, but
medicinal cherry.
Yeah, I could see cherry here for sure. There's cinnamon on here too. Is anyone else just tell me I'm crazy, because I'm often crazy. Anyone else getting like a very subtle nutty thing on here? Not peanuts at all, but a different kind of nut, maybe like pecan. Anyone else?
Let's see here. Rick says he just ordered a bottle of JT Melick cask strength. Mark says peach. Mark Lester. Are you thinking about it?
I'm just kind of chewing it a little bit. I don't necessarily get peach. I definitely get medicinal cherry here.
I guess pecan, almond.
Oh, almond is a good call. Like marzipan, like baking almond paste. Yeah.
Okay, so both marks apparently get peach. And grated cherry on these nose, lots of vanilla under the layer.
Vanilla, big time.
Marco says whenever he got his little tiny drop, was kind of nutty. And Top Shelf Philly says, have you ever had Redwood's Rocket Top Rye?
I have not had the Rocket Top. I've had the, I love the regular Emerald Giant. I think it's really good. But the Emerald Giant cask strength is one that I really enjoy. I think they do a really good job with that blend of, at cask strength. They're using their own distillate. They got some MGP in there. They got some Kentucky in there. It's really nice. But I think the best of that series is the Lost Monarch cask strength. That one's my favorite. The only one I actually own is the Pipe Dream, which might be my least favorite of the three, but I love the Pipe Dream. It's still really good at cask strength.
So Ryan said cherry Coke on the nose. That's why I wanted to say.
No, I could see that.
Because I definitely get cherry Coke.
Oh, this is a good time to tell Ryan. He thinks he knows one of these, because Ryan's a good buddy of mine, local. Anyway, he thinks he knows one of the whiskeys in here. He does not. I did not use the whiskey that he thinks is in here.
Let's see here. Cherry City Population, the whiskey. Cardwell says
very cherry.
Pipe Dream cask strength.
Okay, so anyone else? So I'm just throwing this out there. Anyone else think this one drinks a little hotter than Glass One, and also is not quite as good as Glass One? Is that just me? I really like it, but I think I like Glass One a little more.
Moonlight says nuttier the more I try it.
And it's not peanuts at all, right? I really like to get some of the wilder butters. I'm allergic to peanuts, but I love peanut butter. So I'll buy like sunflower butter, pecan butter, cashew butter, these types of things. Anyway, and this is reminding me like very specifically of pecan butter. And yeah, with a ton of cherries. So it's a pecan butter and cherry sandwich. Not quite your grandma's PB&J.
Definitely a lot of earthy nuts, no peanuts.
I agree, no peanuts at all. Yeah, it's earthy too, a little dirty almost.
Walnut, toasted oak.
That pecan butter is a little dirty and it's kind of grainy, so it kind of gives you a dirty vibe. A little earthy. That I'm surprised. I definitely liked Class 1 more personally.
Also, I completely agree, Ryan. Thank you for reminding us. Please make sure you like this live stream. Brings other people to it potentially.
Yes, and if you're not I don't know why you'd be watching a live stream of me if you're not a subscriber, but if you're not a subscriber, if you could subscribe, that'd be awesome.
Yes.
This is a whiskey.
Never mind. Ignore it. Just ignore it.
This is a whiskey chain letter. You have to share this with 10 friends or you'll have bad luck in the whiskey hunting world for the next 10 years. Sorry.
Yeah,
I hate to do it to you, but it's there.
I was going to tell you, make sure you drink water.
I got water.
No, I'm just saying, get rid of because we talked about this over and over.
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't want to get that like palate fatigue. You don't want to get like the carryover between glasses. Sometimes when I'm filming a video, I don't remember to do that. But then when I go through the second time, the part that I cut often takes much longer than the entire video because I really go through each one. But I tend to go kind of fast through that first flight, and then because I really want to get those like visceral like thoughts and feelings out there. And then the second time through, the part that I cut, I really take my time. So, and I do not want to go too fast. Hey, how about a whiskey trivia question?
Okay.
I sent some whiskey trivia questions to my wife earlier. She's going to pull those up and
ask a question.
Yes, ask a question just for fun.
Okay.
This helps for those people who are not involved in this blind flight. Enjoy this. I mean, other than looking at my beautiful face.
Other than looking. All right. So Basil Hayden Kentucky Straight Bourbon is a popular light-bodied 80 proof bourbon produced by Jim Beam. The name is easily recognizable, and this bourbon is available for purchase in most liquor stores. But do you know Basil Hayden's real first name?
You went with a Basil Hayden question for the first one. The Basil Hayden, the most hated whiskey in all of bourbon. No, I'm just kidding. Here's a fun one for you that's adjacent. This right here is also Basil Hayden. It's the same mash bill, but proofed up. And Old Granddad is Basil Hayden's nickname. Anyone know his full name?
Marco says low proof. First name. That's his first name.
I like that. It's a girly thing, isn't it?
We got so Brooks is saying finished 110 proof or B. I think is what he's saying.
Okay.
So I'm like I was interested in this main one because.
Does anyone know Basil Hayden's full name? Because I don't, but I know it's something girly. It's something girly.
Right.
Basil Hayden Christensen. Oh, this is fun. I knew this would be good.
All right, let's see here.
I think that Michael tried to hit Basil Hayden with his car. There's my hint. Michael from The Office tried to hit Basil Hayden with his car. I'm pretty sure, right? Am I right?
And Patrick actually says he tastes BT Mashville 1, Oliver sample B.
B? Okay, interesting.
His name is Meredith.
Meredith, yes. It's Meredith Basil Hayden Sr., right?
Yep.
Sweet.
Meredith Basil Hayden.
Yeah.
All right, so got some people on C.
I'm going in for a nosing here. Man, I do not get apple a lot on bourbon, I swear, or on whiskey in general, but there's apple on this one too. And brown sugar. This is brown sugar for days. Maybe hear me out. Hear me out. There's a little bit of a pot still funk on here, right? like a little funky, like a little, not Texas pot still, but like it's a boy named Sue.
No wonder we went by OGB.
He Mulioite. He gets apple on MGP a lot. I don't. Apple is more common for me for Irish whiskey than any other type.
Yeah. We didn't try it, but he didn't try it, Meredith. That's true.
That's true.
He just hit Meredith.
Yeah. But he
saved her from rabies. So
that's true. It's actually a good thing that he hit her with his car because they would have never found the rabies. Lockjaw.
Let's see here. Right around sea, agricultural rum. Most bourbons have caramel and cinnamon notes. And Marco thinks they're all finished. Straight across the board.
Oh, that is wild. Tobacco bomb. That is like a cigar factory. Tell me I'm wrong. That is borderline. I accidentally drank somebody's dip cup. Like, not in a bad way. Not in a bad way.
The sea is bringing the funk. Okay.
Yeah. I think that Joseph Magnus needs to close down shop and just use whatever this is, because this is a cigar for me. This is a cigar blend right here. Oh wow! And I just got a really nice like sweetness, that like really lasts. That, man, like a syrupy sweetness that on the finish that's just sitting on my tongue. Kind of wild. This is really good. I will be honest. I feel like so far B is my least favorite. I'm not saying it's particularly close either. I really like A and C. That's just me. Just me.
Patrick says Michaela thinks it's water.
Really? See?
Yeah.
Huh. Don't think this is very, but it tastes lighter than B. I'll say that. Wow, I scratched the crap out of this Glen. What did I do to this? I guess I cleaned this one a little bit too vigorously with a cleaning brush at some point, because this one is scratched to heck. Right. This is why I do dishwasher now. I bought a new dishwasher, and I know some people say don't put your Glens in the dishwasher, but I have a new dishwasher, and I swear by the fact that I could put an entire cake in the rack, and the pan would come clean.
It's a pretty solid dishwasher. Ryan gets dried fruits.
Oh, I totally could see that. Yeah, a little raisin thing as well. Yep.
Margo said barrel-aged dates.
Dates. I love a good date. Who does not love dates? I could eat like a 2 pounds of dates.
Just so you know, like Ryan said, finish goes on. And I want to let you know that people keep saying things that make me want to sing songs, but then I don't want to get demonetized for singing songs. So
I think you can sing less than 3 seconds.
Okay, well, then we can put finish goes on and on and on. That's what it makes you do.
Okay.
Okay. Mark.
Break me off a piece of that applesauce.
Yep.
Sorry. Dates
flavored water was a thing.
Oh, yeah. It's really drinking that light to you guys. I'm surprised by that.
Rick Cardwell says yuck.
You don't like it? Like this one, or in general, or the just the.
Brooke says love dates. I love lamp.
Oh, okay. So you hate this one, Rick. That's interesting. I really dig this.
Noise.
I'm also just cracking up at how scratched up this Glen is. I think we're going to be giving this as part of the giveaway. Just kidding. I'm just joking.
I love lamp.
I also love lamp. I love how much the sweetness lingers on that finish for that one. It almost like it like sits on my lips and my tongue like I literally swallowed syrup. Like this, like the sweetness just like sits there. Really cool.
Blue Light says Old Elk Cigar Cut Island. Marco said
I could see that.
Barrel.
I could see both of those guesses because this is really wild. Yeah. No one has came remotely close to the theme, so I'm throwing that out there as a hint. Let's get another trivia question going.
Okay.
Before I move on to D, because guys know me, I will jump right into D. Oh, wow, that sounded awful. I will jump right into this glass.
Okay, so this one, I just had it, was this very popular Blanton's bourbon is known for its grenade-shaped bottle and its unique stopper featuring a racehorse. Each stopper has a letter, and the complete collection spells Blanton's. However, letters were not originally on the Blanton stoppers. What year did the letters first appear?
Ooh, no idea. None. Armagnac vibes. Okay. Finished.
Rick says 2005.
You should smoke a cigar while tasting the pear. So I'm going to throw this out there. I have had a couple a couple fans of the channel send me some cigars, and I do really enjoy them, but I find that they wreck my palate for a couple days. And I'm a semi-pro, but I'm still a pro. I'm a professional whiskey taster. I can't wreck my palate. In fact, I've had to cut back on spicy things, and I love spicy things for the same reason. So I have to consider those things. So cigars are completely off the table for me now, unfortunately.
Nobody has gotten it right in the chat. I've got 2005, 97, 07, 1990, 2009.
I'm going to go 2000.
1995.
2002.
Also not correct.
Is my guess. 2002.
Also not correct.
See, I got it wrong. Proof that I didn't look at these questions before I sent them to her. I just found a website that had whiskey trivia or bourbon trivia questions.
Ian says 2007. Nope.
I'm going back into 3 because I really like this.
I always thought they were paired. Lee with the answer. It is 1999. That was the answer. Blanton's began using letters in 1999.
Glad to have a few people who aren't drinking along with us. The payoff will be pretty cool here because you'll be able to see what this many people thought of these whiskeys. 26 people right now. Well, not right now. A few people are going to drink it later, but a total of 26 people will be drinking these whiskeys. And to give full notes, full flavors, full reviews of these whiskeys, tell you if you should be hunting them. Everybody ready for D?
Let's go.
Now, I have not tried this one. I have not tried this whiskey. However, this brand is a brand that I feel very comfortable with spending a pretty decent amount of money on because this is not a cheap brand. But every single sample that I've tasted, every single one of these whiskeys that I've tasted from this company, I have really enjoyed. So this one is a little bit different, though, from what the normal whiskeys are from this company.
Old school copy.
It also came from a really unlikely source.
Found North, getting rye, mint, apple.
Oh yeah, mint for days.
Candy apple.
I don't get the apple here, but I definitely. It's so herbal to me. So herbal to me. So like mint and I don't think it's dill, like basil maybe. No, herbal tea.
Chocolate covered apple.
Oh, chocolate. There's chocolate here. Dude, dark chocolate.
Patrick thinks he knows exactly what this is.
I love it, Patrick.
Rick says dessert. Brooks green apple. Marco thinks Slug Dad gave him a sample of this. Found North apple caramel mint. This is a rye. Light says chocolate on the palate for show.
This is chocolatey. Yeah. Wow. I actually normally don't get that much chocolate off of this type of whiskey. But yeah, there is some really fun things going on here.
Oh, is it like the Olive Garden mints?
No, honestly, there's chocolate here, but the main thing that I'm getting on this is like sweet tea with mint in it. That is what this is reminding me of.
Says Andy's mints. Domingo says rye as well. Well, like a couple people saying like copies, like old school copies. I don't know what that means.
Why are you in here? I don't think anyone's ever seen the Siskel before. They've seen that.
Yeah, if you tried to put him up there, he would knock everything over them.
Yeah, that's accurate. He's a big giant. He's a big giant lab.
So picking up what you're throwing down. Okay.
Sherry finished. I could see that. I could totally see that. It's got it's almost got that it's got that slight like grapey nuttiness that you get off of that sherry finish. I don't know how to describe it other than that, but I know when I have something sherry finished, it has that like odd, like nutty grapiness to it. And it's not like a grape that you'd get, like a grape soda you get off a Buffalo Trace, or like a grape jelly that you might get off of like a really like port finished whiskey. It's a completely different animal. Really like D. That's what she said. Sorry, I had to.
Oh man.
Always get chocolate on sherry finished. Okay, I'm gonna look for this. I'm curious. Doc is in here, so I got to be careful about how I say this. But I'm putting together a chocolate blind for Doc, and I'm missing one sample. So if you have suggestions for the chocolate blind that I'm putting together for Doc from Old Fashioned Ways, send me a message, a text, something like that. Don't put it in the comments here. But I need one more whiskey to go in my chocolate blind. So these are whiskeys that are chocolate forward that I'm putting in a blind for a Doc from Old Fashioned Ways.
Patrick says
his box is sitting right here. Actually,
this is WFE straight rye. Ian says it's the theme contract distilled bottles.
What is WFE? Well, what's WFE? I'm sorry, I'm not. Will it? No. Will it Family Estates? Yeah, duh.
I was like, ooh.
Will it Family Estates for sure. That's a good guess. That's actually a really good guess. Everyone's putting it in there now that I finally figured it out. I am a huge fan of the Willet 7-year rye. Have one right here.
Whiskey.
Will it whiskey?
Will it whiskey? You also have right behind you too.
Oh well, that's a Willet bourbon.
Yeah,
but
I'm just pointing out.
Well, they were saying. Oh, I thought they specifically said rye. I'm sorry. Yeah, straight rye. Yeah, WFE straight rye. That's this right here. Anyway, but yeah, that's a pretty good guess. Pretty good guess. Oh, your thing about the are they contract distilled bourbons or bottles? No, they are not. I like the guess though. I think at least one of them is though. So you're right. You're a 1/4 right. I will say that there are 3 really sweet whiskeys up here, right? And then there's one to me that just does not drink nearly as sweet as the others. Jim says all MGP, so definitely not. I definitely think one of them is though. One of them's contract distilled and one of them is MGP. So it could be the same one. Sorry, my Chihuahua wanted out. He couldn't take any more of this nonsense. Yeah, so I think I'll go back through these while you guys kind of pencil out your final guesses. Danielle ran out to go see what the kids were demanding, but when I just nosed my water. When she comes back, I'll have her ask a couple more bourbon trivia questions. Let's see. Are these all Arizona bourbons? No. I can honestly say there is not a single whiskey up here from Arizona. I did say one of them is a unicorn, so it'd be hard to find a unicorn from Arizona. But what was everyone's favorite? I think that's a really cool question because I actually think my favorite is Class A. I really do. It's either A or C for me. But I did really like D. The one that's really standing out as being not quite as good as the others is B. That's just off my personal palate. What's everyone's favorite? Water notes, please. Tucson water. So the water is definitely Tucson water, but at least run through a filter. I'm blown away. A is my favorite. Which one is your favorite, Nick? Which one's your favorite? So A was your favorite, Marco, and Domingo. A is your favorite. B is the best, Brooks. Okay, at least you know. A, C, A, D, C, B for Marco. Well, granted, Marco, you only got like a drop of B, so we can't really hold your opinion very. Go back to C now. It's really nutty. Okay, I'm in. I don't have much of C, so maybe that one's really my favorite because there's not much left here. There's some nuttiness here. There's some nuttiness there, but it really, to me, just drinks so tobacco cigar box forward. Give us another trivia question.
Another trivia.
Oh, Major Zero just showed up. Thanks for joining, bud.
All right.
B is your favorite too, Brian. Okay, well, no one's accounted for taste, which is good. No, I'm just kidding. I really love B. In fact, B is one that I would have expected to be my favorite. Out of this lineup, I would have expected B to be my favorite. That might be a little bit of a spoiler, but.
This says, many bourbon followers know that OFC Distillery became Buffalo Trace and that Burke's Distillery is now known as Maker's Mark. Do you know which modern distillery operated as LeBreau and Graham?
LeBreau and Graham, I don't know that one. B is Heaven Hill if Brooks likes it. Anybody have a guess? Anybody have a guess? Anybody have a guess? LeBreau and Graham Distillery. I'll give a hint. Marco, you should know this one because you're a big fan of this distillery and you've been there.
Okay.
Oh, repeat. Yeah.
Yeah. So the question says, many bourbon followers know that OFC Distillery became Buffalo Trace and that Burke's Distillery is now known as Maker's Mark. Do you know which modern distillery operated as LeBreau and Graham?
LeBreau and Graham. Well, Jim, to be fair, I saw that lineup and you had Heaven Hill 17 in there. Heaven Hill 17 would smack that entire lineup, I think. So Heaven Hill 17 is like unicorn tears. It's like Emerald Giant cask strength. That's a good guess. I see that no one has any risk of hitting the double point gamble on the theme. So we're good. We're good there.
Marco and Lee got it. It was Woodford.
Woodford, yeah. All right, good job, guys. Thank you.
Marco, he said he's not answering any questions. He said, has he had any of these? I was like, you're not answering the questions. You give it away.
I don't think so.
But also, Marco, we don't know what you have.
Yeah, but I mean, I know what Marco brings to the restaurant. I don't think you've had any of these at the restaurant.
Let's see here. Jim said WH 15 and OF 17 were no slouch.
Oh yeah, Old Fitzgerald over 12 years old. I find to be miracle juice. So
Jeffrey says hi, Ray.
Hi, Ray, on which one? This was the one that some people were saying was Rye. So
Brooke says, do you taste maybe like Pikesville? Marco, I'm about to cut off his whiskey budget. I just thought I'd let you know. He does have way more whiskey than a bar.
What's that sound?
That's me.
Why are you tapping?
Because I'm doing a little heart and like thingy.
Oh, okay. All right. Just kidding. Keep doing that. I'm like hearing this tapping and I'm like, what's the sound?
Lloyd says A reminds him of Westland ASM.
I could see that. Okay. Cards on the table. I definitely like B a lot more on the second time. Really hitting my palate the second time. I think it's moving up to third favorite, but I really like A and C. I really like A and C.
Brian says guesses on which one was the unicorn, and then Ian guessed green, like maybe a green theme.
Like all the labels are green, some type thing. Nope. I like it though. I did say it's pretty straightforward, but
Marco said he thinks they're all Ryes.
interesting. Didn't you already also say they were all finished? So are you guessing all finished Ryes? I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying that's like the blind guess of I give up.
I give up.
They're all finished Ryes. Sorry, Marco. I love you, bro.
Jim says C is Peralta.
Whoa. Like cask strength Peralta? Because it's got to be, the regular Peralta is 92 proof. So
Peralta from Brooklyn 99.
See? What? Stop.
All right. Lloyd says B might be WFP, non-store pick. Chet Bell Photo says C is Old Tub. Marco also thinks D is Peralta.
Well, does everyone have their guesses locked in? Let me know when you do. Why don't you give us another trivia question while we wait to hear the answer to that? If you don't have your answers locked in, hit a no or a wait a little bit, and we'll do a quick trivia question while you finish up.
Okay. So
Bottled and Bond, I like that guess.
Here's a good one. All right. When it comes to distilled spirits, what do the following names have in common? I'll go slow. Butt, Standard Hogshead, Puncheon, Port Pipe, and Blood Tub.
Prohibition would be my guess. Like Prohibition era terms for things?
Yes, JP. He says casks.
Oh, cool. Okay. Good job, dude.
Various sizes of a wooden cask.
C is young and finished. Okay. Just like C drinks like older to me. That's funny because it's got so much tobacco. But that's just me.
So I'll repeat it just so
barrel type. Okay. Yeah, you pretty much nailed it. Whiskey Shaman as well.
Yeah. So different sizes of whiskey casks. So butt, Standard Hogshead, Puncheon, Port Pipe, and Blood Tub.
So Mulioite, his guess for theme is not from big whiskey states. Yeah, no. At least 2 of these whiskeys came from big states for whiskey.
Brian says his highest age guess is C.
That's what I was thinking too. So who just said that C drank young and finished? Like C tasted the oldest to me. Me personally. But that could be Finnish. You know, in Finnish you put it in another toasted barrel or you put it in another, wine barrel that's 80 years old. Who knows what happens? I finished them all. I'm surprised by that.
Patrick's getting tired.
Oh.
Is the thing that they are all the same proof?
You're close. They are very similar proof, and that is a big spoiler. So you better lock in your guesses right now because that was a big spoiler. I'm gonna drink some Russell's Reserve Single Rickhouse Camp Nelson F 2023 release. Because it's a live stream and you gotta have something special. So this is my special pour for the live stream. I didn't buy a bottle of this because it was $300 and I couldn't afford this bottle and a divorce lawyer.
Mark figured out the theme. He said all of these are good pours. That's the theme.
That's pretty close.
I'm just kidding.
If everyone's locked in, I'll give you
bottle and bond.
I'll give you a little intro to the theme. Is everyone locked in on your guesses?
I think so.
All right, so the intro to the theme is I wanted to pick a whiskey from my 4 favorite categories. This is not part of the theme, but I wanted to pick a whiskey from my 4 favorite categories. So one of these is an American single malt, one of these is a wheated bourbon, one of these is a regular standard rye bourbon, and one of them is a rye, because those are my 4 favorite categories for whiskey. All American categories. My 5th favorite category would probably be Canadian because of Found North. And my 6th favorite category would probably be Irish, because I do really like the Irish. But or maybe like wheat whiskey. I did reach out to a couple people to try to get a decent bottle of the wheat whiskey picks, because our theme here is these are all store picks. There are store pick single barrels at barrel proof or full proof. That's our theme. They are all store picks at barrel proof or full proof. So, can you give me A? A was Stranahan single barrel cask strength store pick from Bourbon and Bones, 113.1 proof. That was A. And I got to be honest, I was really, really impressed with how much I liked this. This one, when I was at the Bourbon and Bones event, I did taste this, but it was such a tiny little plastic sample that I remember liking it, but I didn't really get a full view of it. But I thought it'd be really fun to throw in this because I wanted to do a single barrel store pick for this lineup. And if I'm going a single barrel store pick in the American single malt category, I got to go Stranahan's or Whiskey Del Bach. So,
Felipe said he has it.
Drank way lower than proof to me. I totally agree. This drank by far the lowest proof, and you will find here in a second that they are almost identical proofs. Number B, we have. Oh, sorry. Number B. Show me B. Weller full proof single barrel from Run Runner, 114 proof. When I told you, Ryan, that you didn't know any of the bottles in this flight, you did kind of know that this could be in there, but I didn't think you would think of that because I had this bottle, but my bottle was like down to here. And so I traded with him to get a second bottle that was also about halfway. And anyway, I don't think he thought that this was in there. You tell me in the comments because I'm curious. But yeah, B is Weller full proof single barrel from Run Runner, 114 proof. Jim, did you know this? I'm curious if you know this because I know you have this bottle. Let's see who else I know has this bottle. Rick, do you have this bottle? I'm curious if you knew this one.
It is 114 proof.
Yeah, 114. This one drank the hottest for me. And the second time through, I did like it much more. But the first time through, I was like, wow, this is kind of disappointing for the unicorn bottle. I sampled out the whole bottle to do this. But yeah, anyway, or at least a full bottle. I guess I didn't sample out the whole bottle, but I sampled out a full bottle because I actually still have this bottle, but that's purely because I got 2 of them between his and mine. So I do still have that one. Anyway, show me C. Woodinville Bourbon Single Barrel Private Selection from Bourbon and Bones, 114.86 proof. That was the second part of the theme. This doesn't count towards your score. If you guessed theme correctly, I was going around 114 proof. I wanted to keep them kind of similar to see how uniquely different the different styles of whiskey would taste at different proofs. And for me, this really worked out because this one drank really low for me. This one drank so much older than it probably is. Anyone guessed that this could be Woodinville? Because I'm kind of shocked that this was Woodinville. Is Woodinville MGP? No, Woodinville is their own juice. They distill everything themselves. They do not source at all. No sourcing from Woodinville at all. Washington State, and maybe that's where we're getting the apples from. Washington is known for their apples. Show me D. Nashville Barrel Company Straight Rye Single Barrel. This is cask strength at 115.58 proof. This is a store pick for, anyone guess? A bonus something for somebody who can guess where this store pick is from.
I don't know, but the question was, what is proof is wood and bone is 114.
This one? No, that the Weller was 114. 114.86. You're right. Sorry.
I was like, I can read.
But yeah, Nashville Barrel Company. Anyone got to guess where this barrel pick is from? Benny's. I like that guess because no one will guess it. I don't know why.
Nanas. What is
7-Eleven?
No, not enough. 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. So we've done a few blinds within the community, within the channel membership community, and Nashville Barrel Company has done really well. We're really, impressed with what they've done. And when I saw this one and it's a rye, I was like, oh, I gotta grab this. That's just too unique that it's a freaking 7-Eleven pick and it's a rye. Like, that is wild.
Everybody's just losing it on the 7-Eleven.
Yeah, 7-Eleven. Yeah. But yeah, so those were the four.
Is it MGP sourced?
Yeah, MGP sourced. Yep. It says distilled in Indiana. Yep. 100% MGP sourced. 95.5 rye. $7-Eleven. So we had bourbon and bones, we had rum runner, we had bourbon and bones, and we had 7-Eleven. Why did I choose these four picks? Well, these are not places that I would normally buy picks from. Normally, I get most of my picks from Total Wine or Nana's Kitchen. Those are the two places I buy most of my picks from. Maybe AJ's third, maybe Albertsons Safeway fourth, maybe Fry's fifth. I don't know. I don't really know a ranking, but these are places that I don't normally buy a lot of picks from. And so I thought it'd be really fun to compare them and see which one really stood out. For me, it was Bourbon and Bones that really stood out because those two were my favorites. But that 7-Eleven pick was not a slouch. And also, the Weller Full Proof pick did a lot better the second time I tasted it. So, did anyone guess anything right? What are your scores? I need to know your scores.
I know, yeah. Molite.
Molite.
He did 2 bottle guesses. Brian
He
says,
didn't do bottle guesses? I told you they're free.
He got 2. Gosh, I think he knew what 2 of them were.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he knew the first 2. But Brian says.
So he guessed Stranahan's single barrel pick, yes. And he guessed Weller Full Proof pick.
Yes, he did. So
okay, so he's clearly hacked into my local Wi-Fi, and he's watching my cameras.
So we need to change our password. Apparently, it's not strong enough. Okay, but hold on. Brian says correct that 0 of these have age statements, right?
Age statements on these. None of them have age statements.
Jim got 10 points. Patrick got 8. Rick was having too much fun at the rodeo.
Rick! If you guys need any merch made for anything you're working with, Rick is your man. I can hook you up with his information. Man, he makes awesome stuff. He does pretty much all of my merch. He does like the Glens, the barrels, the coasters, awesome coasters like this. Rick is a good guy. Makes awesome coasters like this. He does. He even made me this awesome coin. I have a challenge coin. On the front it says, "Your drinking buddy, medicinal cherry, damp basement." And on the back it says, "But is it good?" And then it has peanuts, banana, leather, and old books. Those are common tasting notes for your drinking buddy over here.
Is A finished?
None of them are finished. None are finished. So 0 points there if you guessed finished on anything. None are finished. Single malt, wheated bourbon, standard bourbon, rye, distillery, Stranahan's, Buffalo Trace, Woodinville, and MGP. So if you're still trying to tabulate your scores there, sorry, I probably should have already said that.
Brian got 9 points.
What was Mulioite's score?
He hasn't said yet.
I second guessed proof like 6 times, LOL. Okay, so yeah, Rick, he did get it. Jim, I know Rick did get that pick.
All right, Muluite, whatever you're calling him.
It's Nick.
13.
We're just calling him Nick. 13 points. Okay, so he definitely didn't get any bottle guesses. Come on, stop.
13 points out of 16?
No, 13 points out of 4, 8, 12, 20.
Okay, well,
Or 16.
13 out of 16.
4, 8. Oh, yeah, then yeah, you definitely got some bottle picks.
You're
some
good
bottle
at math.
guesses.
I'm proud of you.
I'm really good at math. All right, well, drinking buddies, I have 2 giveaways to go for here. One is I will give a blind flight to to a random commenter. So how do you get this? So you will be a subscriber. You will be you will like this video, and you will leave a comment down below. So I will do a random. So not in here, not in the live chat. It'll be a comment down below. You enter me, or hey, your channel rocks, or man, you're ugly. Whatever you want to put in the comment section down below. Something that says that you're entering in for this challenge. You have to also, like I said, you have to be you have to be a subscriber, and you have to like the video to enter this. So this is going to be a blind flight that will include George T. Stagg. So George T. Stagg will be in this flight. So I'll be sending you a blind flight that includes George T. Stagg. So I need you to get excited about this and leave a comment down below. And then I also have another giveaway, and this one's a little bit less cool than that one, but I wanted to do 2 giveaways here. And this one is just for channel members. So channel members, you guys do a lot for me. You guys make this thing possible by giving a couple bucks every month. And so therefore I want to reward one of you. And therefore I'm putting 2 bottles in here. It's going to be a Buffalo Trace and a Chattanooga 111, the 375 bottle. These 2 bottles will go to a lucky channel member. I'm going to send these to you, and I will also throw in a sample of George T. Stagg to a lucky channel member. How do you win this? Once again, like, you're already a channel member, and then leave a comment in the comment section, and I will do that randomly. Why am I doing this? Because I couldn't do any of this without you. You guys make this whole thing possible. So blind flight to a lucky subscriber that will include George T. Stagg, and then 2 bottles and a George T. Stagg sample to a lucky channel member. Let's see, what are people saying over here?
Ryan wants to know if he gets the scratch Glenn.
If Ryan wants the scratch Glenn and he wins randomly, I will totally throw it in. Man, it is so scratched. It's like actually distracting how scratched up it is. Oh, and I got to be honest. I don't think that so I got the single Rickhouse going here. It is very good, but I don't think it's as good as C and A were. I really liked C and A. Jim, I'm very curious because you're a single malt hater. What did you think of A? Because I really liked A. Also, Ryan, very big question here. What did you think of B when you had no idea what you were drinking? I'm very curious about that.
Dargoggle?
Oh, sweet. Glad to have you. Thanks for joining. So you're immediately involved in this, chance to win this and the George T. Stagg sample. Yeah, Chat 111 is really good. It's funny, I bought this, and then I requested a sample of this wild herbal infused Chattanooga, and they were like, yeah, we'll totally send you that, and we'll also send you all of our regular stuff. So I ended up getting a bottle of Chattanooga 111 that they sent me. So I was like, what do I do with this 375 that I already have? I'm like, I got to give that to. I bought this when I was in Kentucky. I got to send that to a channel member. Just share the wealth around. And this Buffalo Trace, is it a dusty? I don't know. There's a lot of dust on it, but it's from, this has been sitting in my closet for a while. So it's like a 2021 Buffalo Trace. So this is officially a dusty at this point. It's probably like $500. Just kidding. Excellent blind. Thank you. So Rick, your least favorite was A, right? I'm just clarifying on that because everyone really liked A. Jim, you never answered me. Did you like A? I need to know. I need to know this. And Ryan, did you answer me that B? What did you think of B? A was your favorite as well. I think actually A did really well here. I'm actually shocked at how good A did.
News member.
No way, we got another member. That's awesome. This is really cool. Man, I didn't think that doing a giveaway like this would result in people joining the channel. But hey, if you want in on blinds like this in the future, that's the way to do it, is become a channel member. So that's really cool. Anyway, drinking buddies, I really appreciate all of you guys. I couldn't do this without you. Every time you guys like, every time you guys subscribe, you make this thing possible. Rick says he's not a fan of most single malts. Yeah, I get that. I mean, they can be polarizing. I generally like. We got an. Oh, hey, thank you for a tip. That is awesome. I appreciate that. You rock, buddy. I will agree that single malts can be polarizing. Me, Scotch is like pretty much. I mean, I'm out. But I do really like the American single malts, and I like a lot of the Irish whiskey too. But the Irish whiskey needs to be higher proof, and it needs to be aged for a long time. You give me something like a Gold Spot, you give me something like a Redbreast 27. Yeah, that's like Pappy Van Winkle territory of good. But yeah, I think that most single malts, I will agree, don't necessarily hit my palate. Yeah, Whiskey Shaman, Ryan, I get it. You guys like the Scotch. It's almost whiskey. It almost qualifies as whiskey. If they could figure out how to spell it, it might be whiskey. Ryan says he's going to make me drink more Scotch. I'm all for it, buddy. You're invited over here anytime. We'll have to do another one of those. That your worst and your best versus my worst and your best thing was really fun. We'll have to do that again because I really did enjoy that. Especially when you consider the fact that I ended up kind of semi-liking one of your least favorites. Maybe I'm broken because I pretty much like all bourbon unless it's Old Forester 1924. How controversial was that video? Anyway, yeah, Rick says Stranahan Snowflake is still good. Yeah, I did really like the Snowflake, and that one was smokier than this one. That one definitely had some smoked malt in it for sure. Where in Tennessee?
It says that's where he's from, Tennessee.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I prefer a good Islay to many American single malts. Well, you're entitled to your wrong opinion there, Muliuite. I've never, in my entire life, found an Islay Scotch that is worth drinking that didn't deserve to be poured down a drain. If you like Band-Aids, iodine, and burning garbage, you will love Islay Scotch. Lee, thank you. Appreciate that. Anything up on here on these shelves that you guys think that you would want to taste? Maybe it might be kind of fun to throw in that blind that I'm going to give away. Just an idea. I'm willing to throw anything to let people try. So. Kyle just joined the Drinking Buddies. Man, this has been a really fun blind because you guys who just joined will have a chance to win the 2 bottles and the sample that I talked about. And yeah, this is really cool. I'm kind of shocked right now at how many people have joined the channel. I was about to call it a few minutes ago, and then people kept joining, so I just kept talking. And you know me, I'm a little bit of an awkward person sometimes, so I'm just going to keep talking until people quit joining.
I'm like, Corey told me I have to put our kids to bed. One or the other.
One or the other. You know, I do have a couple bottles under here I haven't tasted yet, so or at least for the channel. So you know what? I'm going to pour a little bit of one. This is another Bourbon and Bones pick. This is an American Prairie bourbon that was finished in Manhattan barrels. I did talk about this when I got it in the, I talked about this in the bottle haul when I got it, but it is not something I've reviewed on the channel. And I think this is not something to skip a review on, because this just sounded so interesting to me. I was like, I have to know what that tastes like. So yeah, like I said, it's High West American Prairie, but it's finished in Manhattan barrels. What's a Manhattan barrel? They aged the cocktail Manhattan in barrels, and then they used those barrels to age this particular bourbon. And I find it to be a wild pour. So I get like the Angostura bitters on the nose. And that thing really just carries forward on the palate. Hey, Danielle, you stop telling me what people are saying.
Oh, sorry. It's because I started responding. Somebody was asking how often you do blinds. So Livestream's been trying to hit like once a month, but you do
Blinds like
all the time.
3 or 4 times a week. I'm the king of blinds on YouTube. I will say it until somebody does it more than me. If somebody wants to do more blinds than I do, I will definitely take off the crown and hand it to somebody else.
I have an idea. You should do blinds without your glasses, and then you will be doing blinds. Blind.
I like it. This is great.
You guys do not know how thick his glasses are.
I'm basically blind. This is the reason why I keep doing this, is because the thing is not that far from me, and I still can't read it.
Yeah.
Love your content, man. Happened to see the stream and wanted to see what was happening. Do you do these blinds often? Yeah, like I said, I do blinds regularly, and this is the type of thing we do about once a month. So I won't be putting together the next one, so it might even be more fun to watch, because I won't know what we're doing either. The last one we did, I didn't know what we were doing too. So I believe Ben is working on the next one, and Patrick has also voiced interest in working on the next one. So we have a couple people fighting to do the next one, where they will put together samples, they will mail it out to everybody, and they will put this together. And I know Ben is working right now. So Patrick, if you want to lay claim to this at the moment, you might be able to do that, because Ben is working. But there is a really good chance that we'll be doing one of these in March for sure. I basically, unfortunately, I have to have this might be TMI. I'm throwing out a lot of personal information, but I have to have carpal tunnel surgery. So for the month of March, I won't be working. So you guys might get sick of me. I might be posting so much content that that I'm losing my mind. And you guys are like, why is he posting like twice a day? I don't know. That might happen.
What happened? But yeah, so when you become a member, YDB will also give you information for the Discord, which involves a lot of this discussion.
Yeah, we do a lot of the talk about this stuff on the Discord. If you guys who just joined are not members of Discord, I'd recommend joining the app, just because it's a really great way to be in touch with me and the other channel members. And then you can find other communities that you're a fan of. At first, for me, it was just the YDB community, because I didn't really know that much about Discord. But now that I'm in there, I'm in the community for a few other categories. Me and my kids really like to do Legos. So I'm going to be joining some Lego communities on Discord, and yeah, it's going to replace Reddit for me, because Reddit has basically become useless. So
also, I think everybody should know that your background might be changing soon, because I am going to take over half of the area for my office.
Yeah, finally. So I believe we're going to change this background for sure. And I think the shelves getting out of here, I think would make it look better anyway. I think that like some brick patterns behind me, a YDB logo, and like one shelf with like unicorns on it, I think is the way to go. But
I thought you meant like actual, like you were gonna like put like unicorn stuffies and stuff.
Yeah, we could do that too. That's cool. Just funny. That's just funny.
All right.
Great fun conversation over there at Discord. Yeah, I agree, Rick. And you were a great commenter. I really owe a lot of the Discord success to you and to Marco and Brian and Nick and especially Patrick, who are commenting on there all the time. You guys rock. I really appreciate all of you. I guess I couldn't make that thing function if it wasn't for you guys, because me talking to myself wouldn't be that interesting, but you guys really make it fun.
He does it all the time at the house. So
Well, drinking buddies, I should probably call this. I really appreciate all of you. Like I said, we'll do a random winner for this. We'll do a random winner for the Blind Flight. That'll all be done on the comment section, and I'll reveal the winners in my channel. So if you go to my channel, if you click on community, that's where you'll see the results. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you guys. Make sure you guys hit like before you go. And leave a comment down below because you can't be entered into the two
And
drawings.
when are we drawing? We're gonna draw.
I gotta wait till at least everyone has been able to do this flight. So I'm gonna say 2 weeks. We'll go 2 weeks because I want to make sure everyone has a chance to do this flight that I sent out to everybody. And I don't know what everyone's schedule looks like. Like I know example, Mac, he's one of my great channel members. He is in New Zealand for vacation right now, and I don't know if he'll be back in the next week. So I'm gonna say 2 weeks so we can make sure everyone who. That's a good one. That's almost before my surgery. So
March 2nd is when we're gonna do the drawing.
thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of you guys. I haven't been able to read every comment because I've been having this thing go the whole time. But I promise you guys, I'm going to read all of these comments. I'm going to watch this video again later and read all of these comments to see what you guys were saying. So that's my big thing. I'm someone who I read every comment that's put on my channel. I respond to every comment, whether that be a actual comment or maybe if you're calling me out on being a moron or something, I will give you a funny response. But anyway, that's one of my big things is I'm going to respond to everyone who leaves a comment down below. Anyway, cheers. I really appreciate all of you guys. Thank you.